in a world where cinema reigns supreme. Join us on an epic journey through the silver screen. Welcome to What's New with Stu, a movie review, with your host Dave Stewart, a video podcast where every frame tells a story. Get ready for insights, laughs, and film debates. From blockbusters to hidden gems, we've got it all covered. Lights, camera, action. It's time for What's New with Stu, a movie review. And now your host, David F. Stewart.
Here I am dating this supermodel. Me? I'm from Hicksville.
You feel the enormity of the situation grow.
When I first heard Billy, it was like, wait a minute, who's this?
Billy's melodies are better than mine.
He had a great sense of drama. He had the magic.
And the immortal words of the late, great Penny Hill. Good evening, viewers. Good evening, all. Welcome to another episode of What's New with Stu, a movie review. I'm your host, Dave Stewart. And in this episode, we're going to do things a little differently. This is a TV documentary, Billy Joel and So It Goes, directed by Susan Lacey and Jessica Levin, and it premiered July 18th and July 25th. It's on HBO Max. You can watch both of them right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, I loved it. Okay, each episode is long. I'm not going to lie, it's 2.5 hours each, so you got to be committed to watching it. The first episode I think is the best because it's basically, explaining the rise of Billy Joel to becoming a superstar, and then the second episode shows not a decline, so to speak, but obviously things changed in his life and to where he is now. I grew up on Long Island, so Billy Joel, being that he's and they really stressed this in the documentary, he is a New Yorker, he's a Long Islander. That's obviously evident in his roots and everything that he's done with his music, similar to way Springsteen is associated with New Jersey. And Springsteen, by the way, is interviewed in this documentary, as well as John Cougar Mellencamp and Pink, include, of course, people that knew Joel that were in his band.
I wanted to put together a group of New York musicians.
They were a bunch of hooligans.
And even some of his ex-wives, if not even all of them, actually. And this is a very interesting story because Joel, not very comfortable in front of the camera talking about his life. He had to be persuaded to do this documentary. And unlike the Beatles and other people like Sinatra and Elvis Presley, I personally have seen a lot of documentaries. I really didn't know anything about Billy Joel. I didn't know about his first wife, Elizabeth, and how she was married to his best friend. And they were in a band together, and how they were all living together. And one day he just fell in love with his best friend's wife, and he told his best friend about it. And then it caused a breakup in the friendship, and supposedly they made up over it, him and his friend. But him and the wife, they didn't see each other for a year. He went to California, and the relationship with her ended. Basically, he tried to commit suicide. In fact, one of the attempts, he tried to drink a bottle of chemicals. And, fortunately he got over that and decided not to try to attempt suicide anymore. And then basically wrote a lot of songs about his love for her. I had no idea. And then she became his manager. I thought this was a fascinating documentary on, let's be honest. I mean, if you're going to say who are the top 5 solo artists of all time, Billy Joel has to be in the top 5, in my opinion. I mean, you have, solo artists now, okay? Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, Elton John, Michael Jackson, and I might be leaving a couple others out. But to me, Billy Joel has to be in that conversation. And he's obviously one of the greatest lyricists of all time, okay? He wrote all the songs, and he's one of the greatest storytellers, because a lot of rock music is great melodies. I mean, Stairway to Heaven's one of my favorite songs, but even Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin admitted, this is what I had read, that this song's not really about anything. And a lot of times you listen to a song, you don't even really know what they're saying, you're just singing along to it. But Billy Joel, you knew what was happening in all his songs for the most part. He was brilliant in laying out the stories. And his wives even kind of confirmed that, and his friends and his managers will even say that. In fact, a lot of the stuff was written from his own personal life. And Christie Brinkley, here he's dating a supermodel. They were like this power couple that were going out in the 80s, and it was just, he just couldn't do no wrong, starting with The Stranger in 1977, the first really big, he had a lot of great hits, but The Stranger was the album that really set him into the stratosphere. And by the way, during the whole documentary, they had like a slide, like you'll see the cover album of it, of each album, and it'll say the name of the album and the year that it came out, and it slides across, and they keep on going. He made 13 albums from really when he started with Cold Spring Harbor, which I think came out in 71 or 72, all the way to his last album, which was The River of Dreams in 93, and then he stopped after River of Dreams. He decided not to make any regular albums anymore. He made a classical album later on in his career, but that's it. To this day, he hasn't, done any new pop albums since 1993. One of the things was his friend even said, he quoted Billy Joel saying after his third wife and him broke up, "Here I am with $500 million and I can't find love and I'm miserable." My first thought as my eyes are rolling, this is where I love documentaries about famous and rich people, and everybody's got their own problems. Whether you have money or not, you're going to look at life from your perspective. No matter how much money, there's always someone with more money or more power or more fame, and you want what they have, or you want love. My first thought was when he was depressed saying that, I'm like, you're Billy Joel. You'll find somebody. Yeah, I mean, part of you just kind of like, sometimes it's hard to really feel sorry for people with that much money and that much fame. I understand what he was trying to say, but that's sometimes it happens during these documentaries where you're like, please, really? I have to listen to this? But other than that, I thought it was a wonderful, again, it is long, but I would stick with it. Very entertaining. Again, and if you love Billy Joel music, you have to watch this. And I highly recommend everybody go watch Billy Joel and So It Goes. Again, both of them are on HBO Max. I highly recommend watching both episodes. And if you agree with me, write down in the comment below. And again, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and hit that bell icon for any future notifications of any episodes that I have coming out. And again, in the immortal words, the late great Benny Hill, good night, viewers. Good night, all. We'll see you next time, and we'll see you at the movies.